Oh, and I'll also throw in that I think the Rams, we saw how minimal, if you will, their fan base is. The St. Louis fans who supported the team now hate them. They won't support them. L.A. is a crappy sports town outside of the Lakers, and their fans didn't travel at all.
And it was the lowest watched market, 44% for your home team being in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so they don't have a real good following, and I don't know why the NFL insists on putting two teams in Los Angeles. It's already failed once. It will again. You know, it was a home game for the Patriots, so you take a team that doesn't have the public's interest in the Rams, and the other team the public hates outside of their own fans. I guess you're not going to get the best volume.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it led to. So, you know, we'll see what happens next year because it still was the second highest that we've ever done. And, you know, that gets overlooked a bit. But, you know, there's a couple other factors, too. And, you know, the money line was short, so you didn't have people laying it and possibly moving it and taking some back on the dog. So there were a few things that led to it. But I think overall it was had a lot to do with the matchup itself.
So let's talk about next year briefly. What did you put up for numbers on NFL futures for next year, and did you get any early action?
Well, it's been brisk. You know, the day after the Super Bowl is our largest volume day for futures across all sports, just everyone in town that bets before they go home. So we do tremendous volume, what we did yesterday on it. And we've had some movement on our Super Bowl futures for next year already. We have the Chiefs a 6-1 favorite. The Patriots, we had opened them 10-1. They're down to 7-1. So people turned over some of their Patriot profit onto the Patriots for next year, followed by the Rams and Saints at 8-1. And we're even seeing some money on some long shots. Seattle at 30-1. 49ers I just lowered from 50 to 40-1 today.
I'm not surprised on the 49ers. I think that people got a year ahead of the curve on them. And actually, you know, if you're a 49ers fan, I think you should be encouraged by what you saw this year with the whole team hurt. And they actually played some respectable ball down the stretch. I like what Shanahan's doing there. I would not be surprised if the 49ers are a team on the rise next year.
Yeah, the tough part is looking at Seattle and the Rams in that division. It's a tough division. So you end up getting the wild card. That plays a lot into the price of your future bet.
Jeff, let's talk about the NBA and Anthony Davis. We first heard about Boston Celtics. Now the Lakers are trying to make a trade, and several players and two number ones. If Anthony Davis does, let's just use the Lakers as an example because I know we have a big handle. How much does he change the Lakers' odds, or how much would he change another team's odds as far as the futures are involved?
Well, it really depends on the team, right? If he's going to get traded before the trade deadline, I don't think it'd be to any team but the Lakers, and the Lakers would have to give up a ton. And I can't imagine they'd give up what New Orleans is recently asking for, including like 4 number ones and 2 number twos plus every player. So I don't think it's going to get done. But if he were to go there, we currently have the Lakers at 16-1, which we're seeing considerable support for. We'd drop them down to about 8-1. They're still in a poor position for their playoffs. They could potentially play Golden State in the first round and have a big series price from that perspective. So we go down to about 8-1. Now, if they got Davis and you're looking at next year and seeing what they can put together, we'd probably open them about 6-1 for next year.
All right. Well, one team that is getting a lot of attention right now, and I guess justifiably so, the Milwaukee Bucks, they're getting even hotter than they've been. They're on a tremendous roll right now, and they're looking like they might be the team to come out of the East.
Yeah, you know, the East is still, it's tough. You got 4 really good teams. You can throw Indiana out of there now with Oladipo being hurt for the whole year. So it's really the 4 teams, Toronto, Boston, Milwaukee, and Philadelphia. And Milwaukee's doing great. You know, Budenholzer's been fabulous there. They needed that coaching change, and he's really getting the most out of this team.
You know, the Celtics for a minute. Now, you know, Kyrie's been in and out of this lineup. We saw a team without Kyrie last year, and all the young kids get to the Eastern Finals. You know, how much does Kyrie have to play to get this team to gel to make him the number 1 spot in the East?
Yeah, I mean, they're sitting behind Toronto, and Kyrie's missing tonight's game at Cleveland, and he's in and out of the lineup. So there's still continuity issues, and I know Boston had a bit of a slow start to the season. They've had their ups and downs, but I don't even think the number 1 seed's all that important. You know, they're almost taking a Golden State approach. They just want to be playing well and healthy when they get there, because once they get to the postseason, they're the most talented team on paper, and I think that they're going to take that approach going in. So it's just a matter of health and you know, playing Irving in the spot so he can recover well and not not get further injured, and they'll be fine in the playoffs.
The Warriors have at least temporarily moved into the number one slot in the West with the Denver loss last night. But I think more interest maybe at the bottom of the Western Conference playoff chase right now, because the Lakers are currently 10th. They're a game below 500. And you have to wonder about the state of the locker room right now, with every player maybe outside of LeBron and Kuzma feeling like he might end up someplace else at the trade deadline. So, I don't know if this team's going to make the playoffs. What do you think?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, there's still talk that they need to make some other moves if they didn't get Anthony Davis. But, the Clippers might be the team that they could surpass. They have a tough schedule the rest of the way, and that really goes against them. And then the problem is LeBron. Is he going to be on this load management where he's missing some games, possibly missing back-to-backs, like he missed Golden State, and if it's a game that doesn't look realistic for them to win, be sitting that out. So, if they don't make many moves before the trade deadline on Thursday at noon, it's going to be a tough go, partly because of the schedule. They might just be looking to next year and trying to put their ducks in a row and see who they're going to bring back on the team or who might be more tradable. But this year doesn't look like a good option for them at this point.
Jeff, one thing I am beating myself in the head for, and I did not jump on it, remind us what the Lakers got to for season win total when that LeBron craziness. Was it 57, 58? People bet up the Lakers win total?
No, it wasn't that high.
No?
No. We opened 48.5 and closed, I believe, 47.5.
Oh, really? It actually came down?
Yeah, we got some sharp money on the under. It was pretty balanced, where the general public bet over and the sharps bet under, and we just moved it down a little bit. When I opened it 48.5, I could have seen it a little bit less anyway. It's just the West. I mean, the West hasn't panned out as we thought it was going to be, as tough as was expected, but we just didn't think that going that high in the Western Conference would have been that good of a move on our part.
Golden Knights are on the road at Tampa tonight in an unfamiliar position. The Golden Knights have lost 4 straight, and they're good-sized dogs for it to be 5 straight tonight. A slump for the Knights. Is that showing at the window?
It is. It's tough that we don't see the betting support at the window on their road games nearly as much as their home games, and especially the way that things have gone for them now. Like you said, losers of 4 straight. Now they're playing the best team in hockey. The one thing is, this line did open Tampa Bay $1.70, and the Knights have gotten support where Tampa's now $1.50 favorite. So it's a respectable price from the Knights' perspective, where Tampa's only laying $1.50 at home, as well as Tampa's played this year. And
we head to Pebble Beach. We're going to have 2 big events at Pebble Beach this year because the U.S. Open's there as well. So it'll be a slightly different course this weekend. But now the weather coming into play as well. It looks like there's going to be more tough weather this weekend. And we know, by the ocean, it can get windy and very testy. So how does that impact the handicap for this year's Pebble Beach event?
Yeah, I think it's going to be less handle than we normally see on it with the weather conditions. It's luck of the draw, luck of the course. They play 3 different courses the first 3 rounds, and there's so many variables that come into play in a tournament like that so far the handle's been a little bit less, and it just makes it more difficult to handicap.
Jeff, one question. Does anything change with Pebble also having the Open this year? And number 2, when you have this Pro-Am and you're playing with these public players, I mean, do you look for a more gregarious player in this kind of outing, and those that don't mind talking and playing with people they've never met and don't follow the strict golf etiquette rules?
Yeah, well, on the first part of it, you're not going to see anything this week that's going to give you any indication towards the U.S. Open. Like I mentioned, they're playing 3 different courses. You got plenty of time to trick up the rough and do what they need to do down the road. So this week is going to be playing as the normal Pebble Beach Pro-Am that we've seen. U.S. Open will be a different beast when we get to that one, like we saw when Tiger played there. And then as far as the players go, that's part of the handicap too. Let's just say John Rahm was playing this week. He's got a fiery personality, and if he had to deal with the amateurs and slow pace of play like that, it could take a toll on his game. So, yeah, if you can find someone that gets along with everyone, that has an easygoing personality, they might be more conducive for this tournament. All
right, so I'll throw a name out there. Obviously, DJ's the favorite. He's coming off the win on foreign soil, and he usually follows up a win with he almost always finishes in the top 10 the next week. So he's, you're not going to get a price on DJ, but he's certainly one of the favorites. Jason Day as well. But since this is a slow-paced event to begin with, does that, and he's from the area, Patrick Cantley, to me, is a stick-out this week because he's one of the slowest players on tour anyway, so he'll like the pace. And he's familiar with the surroundings. I mean, he's at a pretty good price. I think Cantley's really live this week.
Yeah, I agree. He's the one of the only guys that I have supported so far. I played him at 25-1. I think he's got the best value in that odds range. The other one that I really liked a lot, he ended up withdrawing this morning, was Jason Kokrick. And he was one of my top guys at the 60-1 range, but he just pulled out. So that leaves me with Cantley, and I also like Ches Reavie a bit with the form that he's coming in with, a second-place finish here last year.
Yeah, Reavie's in good form, had a very good event at Phoenix, and finished in the top 10 there, so that might be some value as well. Anybody real long that you might throw a few bucks on?
It would have been Kokrick, so that took away my option this week, and I'm sticking to the guys in the 25 to 30-1 range.
All right, let's kick soccer around. What do we got this week for our soccer match of the week?
Well, this one, of course, we had to go into Spain, and we have one of the El Clásicos with the Copa del Rey semifinals first leg. Real Madrid is playing at Barcelona tomorrow, and we have Barcelona half a goal favorite minus 130, total of 3/20. The interesting part of this, Lionel Messi missed training yesterday, got nicked up last weekend. He came back and played today, so he should be good for the game. But these are always great events, and we'll have a good crowd watching this game tomorrow.
This is kind of the lull before the next storm at the Superbook. I mean, there's always action taking place down there, but next up, we got the NFL Draft, which will be huge down there. And, of course, the basketball tournament, March Madness. But there's plenty going on right now, and it's actually one of those times where you can go down there and experience all the book has to offer with not only the betting on live events, but just the amusements that are available to people with the darts and other good stuff in the Superbook.
Oh, yeah, there's something to keep you busy here, and just like you mentioned, our board continuously gets filled. We're going to have Alliance of American Football wagering that starts this Saturday. We'll get those lines up in the next few days. We're getting ready for all of our baseball season-long propositions, season wins. We'll be doing those on Sunday, February 17th at 12:07 p.m., pretty precise there.
There you go. And, of course, once it's up, like the next day at the latest, it's available online with the app.
Absolutely, and that's what everyone loves, and you're able to see everything that we had for the Super Bowl right on the app, and it's just you have to have it in this day and age. It's just so much easier than running around book to book.
Oh, it's look, the first thing I do in the morning when after I brush my teeth and stuff, after that, I'm on the app to check out the hockey lines because I usually don't do NHL until the morning, and a lot of lines aren't posted until the morning. It's just easy, 2 clicks, and then I just click on each game and get all the information I want. And anybody can have the app. You don't have to have an account to have that app. You can just download it and see everything that's there to offer. It's actually perfect for the consumers.
Yeah, that's the best thing about it. Like you mentioned, you don't have to have an account already, a login or anything like that. Just download the app. You can see everything that we have, and it's like reading a book. It'll take you a while to go through all of our wagering options.
Jeff, it's always a pleasure. We will follow you at Golf Odds, and good luck this weekend at Pebble Beach.
All right, thanks, guys.
Jeff Sherman does a great job. You can find, if you want to check his website, by the way, golfodds.com. Jeff's got prices up at all times and other good information on the golf as well. I think I am going to take a shot with Patrick Cantley this weekend at 25-1. Probably won't last that much longer, but because when Jeff gives out a piece of information like that, some sharp guys are going to follow it. And
I tried logging in. I can't get in right now, so I'm screwed till I get home, and then I'll take care of it.
There you go. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We will get to our Joe's Angle of the Day and also look at tonight's Mountain West doubleheader.
The Las Vegas Sportsline.
Hey guys, are you ready for spring and this summer's pool season? Dr. Frank Stile is a board-certified cosmetic plastic surgeon who specializes in male rejuvenation surgery. They regrow hair and thicken thinning hair using non-surgical platelet-rich plasma treatments. This treatment is painless and has no downtime. See results quickly without surgery. Go to drstyle.com or call his office at 702-243-9555 to make an appointment for a free consultation.
Springtime is almost here. It's the perfect time to tackle the next job on your list. And AutoZone has the free services to help you do it. Like our free loaner tool program. You can choose from over 100 specialty tools, borrow the one you need, and get the job done right. Got more to do? We've got more for you to do it. And right now, get 5 quarts of Pennzoil Platinum Full Synthetic or Full Synthetic High Mileage Motor Oil and an STP Extended Life Oil Filter for $17.99 after a $15 AutoZone gift card by mail. Let